Hello guys, welcome back to Soccer Sense. Changed the channel name because I'm majorly focused on soccer now. So today we're going to be doing a World Cup predictions video. So this isn't going to be going over every single game of the group stage and predicting who's going to win for each game and doing all the math to work out whoever's progressing from each group. Basically what I'm going to do is just go through each group and just pick who I think is going to finish first, second, third, fourth for each group. I'll give you little things, but not too much, as there's 8 groups, 32 different teams, and if I went through each team in depth, this video would be about an hour long. So first video under the Soccer Sense name, so let's get into it. First group we have, obviously, is Group A, with the Netherlands, Senegal, Ecuador, and Qatar. Senegal have confirmed, or at least it's probably going to happen, that Sadio Mane is going to miss the World Cup, which is a huge blow for Senegal, as he is one of their best attackers, and this could greatly give the Netherlands an edge, as once they verse Senegal, they wouldn't have to worry about too much attacking force from them. And also, even if they did have them, the Netherlands have a very strong defense with De Vrij and Virgil van Dijk. Ecuador also has Jose Cifuentes, winner of the MLS Cup this year. Sad, because I'm a Union fan, but still not. I don't think that guy, or maybe one or two other guys, is enough for Ecuador to get out of this group. Qatar is just bad, all around. I think this is, well, obviously this is the first World Cup that they're in as they're hosting it, but they're just gonna obviously finish last. So my predictions for Group A is the Netherlands in first, Senegal second, Ecuador third, and Qatar fourth. So that's all to do with Group A. Now moving on to Group B with England, US, Wales, and Iran. Iran, my bad. England finished bottom of their Nations League group, which is very bad for them, obviously, as Hungary finished above them. So not a very positive thing, and people are saying that if England get knocked out early or to a bad team or something, then Gareth Southgate is most likely going to lose his job as English manager. But also, as a USA fan, I can't be really saying too much bad things about him, as in our preseason friendlies to get warmed up against the World Cup, we lost against Japan and drew versus Saudi Arabia, which is not a very good thing for us. But still, releasing their squad yesterday, as of this being filmed, I think we have a pretty decent team. So I have a bit of hope for them there. Wales are obviously have Gareth Bale as their main covered guy, and also this is going to be huge for his momentum, as he just scored the 128th minute basically winner, if you'd like to say it like that, to win the LAFC, their first MLS Cup in history. So that's going to be he's going to basically be on a roll there. Iran have Taremi, if I want to say, but there's not too much firepower from them, what I like to say. There's not really too much star power. So my predictions for Group B is going to be England first, USA second, Wales third, Iran fourth. But I'm not saying it's going to be blown out thing for first and second. I'm going to say it's going to come down to the last match day for the US and Wales. It's going to be separated by 1 point or something, or just the head-to-head game. So again, done with Group B. Move on to Group C, which is Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Poland, and Mexico. Argentina obviously have Messi, who I've used as the thumbnail of this video, but they also don't have Lo Celso, which is a pretty big blow in their midfield. So that could be a bit worrying, but I feel that their midfield is just strong enough to where they can just keep going. As I was saying, it might be a blow later on, but as for now, it's not looking like it's going to be too bad. Poland obviously have Lewandowski and Szczęsny in the Europa League, which is just insane how those two great guys have been down there. But they're, I feel, going to dominate down there. Mexico finished second in their CONCACAF group with Irving Lozano, who's been pretty good for them. So, yeah, nothing much to say there, really. And Saudi Arabia have a second-tier Saudi league goalkeeper. That's all I gotta say. Sorry if you're Saudi watching this, but, yeah, it's just compared to the other teams in the group, I just don't feel that you have as much as them. So, for my predictions for Group C, I'm going to go Argentina, Poland, Mexico, Saudi Arabia. To Group D with France, Denmark, Australia, and Tunisia. Obviously, which is a pretty funny thing, this is the second year in a row for the World Cup that France, Denmark, and I believe Australia were in the same group. Obviously, last year, it just being a different fourth team other than Tunisia. I actually think it was another African team. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Obviously, France are the defending champions. But they might have the potential World Cup curse, which is basically just whoever finishes first whoever wins the World Cup last time, then the next one they're going to be like bad and doing stuff. And if this curse is real, it's already been showing signs through the Nations League, as they finished third in their group with Denmark, their opposing team, in second above them. So that could cause a bit of the scare for Frenchmen. Eriksen is back into the Danish national team after his little scare, and well, not little, it's actually a huge thing. He basically had a heart attack on the field in the Euros game against I forget who it was against, but he obviously had the heart attack and basically died on the field and got brought back to life. But yeah, that's I might show some of the footage of it right now, or at least pictures of it, but it was insane. Forget how long they had to stop the game for, but it was a huge moment and you couldn't play for a while. To go to Australia, not Eddie Redmayne, my bad, that's the actor. Andrew Redmayne, obviously would you say an Australian hero? I guess so, because he had Australia go through to the World Cup on penalties against Peru with his weird dance thing, but whatever works for you, and obviously it worked for them as it got them to the World Cup. So, yeah, that's all I have to really say about that group. So what I'm going to go with is a bit of an upset with Denmark in first, France in second, Australia then Tunisia, my bad. So, yeah. Okay, we're halfway done. So that now, obviously, as we're halfway done, brings up Group E with Spain, Germany, Japan, and Costa Rica. Spain topped their Nations League group. I forget how many points. I think it was 11, I believe. But they've been doing really good there. Germany just announced their squad, I think, either today or yesterday, and brought in Musiala to the midfield. And they finished third in their Nations League group, though, behind Hungary, but ahead of England with their draw on the last day that they played. Japan had beat the U.S., as I was speaking of earlier, with Minamino just going off. Jamie couldn't really do as much as that for Liverpool, if I believe so. And now to go to Costa Rica. They have some good players, but as I was saying with one of the other teams earlier, I just don't. Ecuador. As I was saying with them, I just don't believe it's enough. Obviously, they have Keylor Navas, but I feel like they're only going to get draws and losses, as if you have a not really going offense, but then a strong defense to stop them, it's just going to end in draws and losses and draws and losses. So nothing's really just going to go with that too well in Costa Rica's direction. Go with my prediction, as I forgot to add it in. This is a bit of an afterwards thing. Spain first, Germany second, Japan third, and Costa Rica fourth. So now on to Group F. Group F, we have Belgium, Croatia, Morocco, and Canada. Belgium's golden generation, as what was happening with 2018, are starting to fall out a bit, as obviously 4 years in between each thing isn't really going to help. But KDB, also known as Kevin De Bruyne for cool acronym, I'm sorry, but he's been on fire. I forget how many assists, but he's just been insane. He scored against Leicester the other day, I believe, so that's going to be good. But a bad thing on the flip side is, at least for Croatia, is that this is going to be Modric's last World Cup So hopefully he goes a bit farther, or not a bit farther. They got to the final last year, but I hope he goes far and does pretty well for himself in this tournament. Morocco in their group obviously have Hakimi and Ziyech, which is a pretty good thing. I feel like a lot of people may be underestimating Morocco, but they do have a pretty well-rounded team. But still, as I'm going to go on, I do not believe that's enough to get them far. Canada had a little scare with Davies earlier, being that he got injured, and then people thought, and then it was like for a bit he was going to get out of the World Cup, and it was kind of just like a back and forth thing, but it's confirmed that he's going to be able to go to the World Cup. But one Canadian that is not going to be able to go to the World Cup is Maxime Crépeau. He broke his leg in the MLS Cup final game against the Philadelphia Union, which they won. But yeah, he basically had a slide tackle against Burke, and he broke his leg. I'll try putting in a clip, but he's going to be out for the World Cup. So, with all that being said, and also, I forgot to mention, this is Canada's first World Cup appearance in like 30 or 40-something years, so this is going to be huge for them, but I do not believe it's going to be going well for them. Sorry about that. But to round off Group F, I believe it's going to be Belgium first, Croatia second, Morocco third, and Canada fourth. But also, I think Morocco are going to put up a good fight and could easily prove me wrong by placing second to get to the knockouts. So, we'll see how that goes, though. It's in, 2 weeks, so we'll see, yeah. Next, to go on to Group G, we have Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon. Brazil are favorites to win alongside Argentina with stars like Neymar, Alisson, just a bunch of really good things, mainly just except for the defense with like Marquinhos, but nothing really else that stands out. Serbia finished above Portugal after a pretty controversial no-goal call for Ronaldo as he scored, and it went over the line clearly, but since they didn't have VAR in the stadium, the ref said it was no goal. It basically forced Portugal to go to the qualifiers for Europe, which many people were mad about, but it's nothing you can do. The stadium just didn't have VAR, so they gotta fix that, but nothing really you can do too much there. Switzerland with Xhaka in the midfield, though, at the top of the league. Arsenal in the Prem, who have sustained only one loss, I believe, this season, and are above current title defenders Man City. Cameroon, which I feel like people kind of gloss over, have some, not really a star, but very good player for the Union at least, and Mbaizo, and then in net Onana, which could be a very good thing, but I still believe it will not be enough, as I'm predicting pretty predictable Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon, and I'm saying that the Switzerland-Serbia thing is going to go back and forth with each other. So, but yeah, I think it's going to go back and forth, and it's going to come down to the last day. And also, one thing I forgot to mention about Serbia is that they have Mitrovic in newly promoted Fulham, so that could be a very good thing. That is why I'm predicting them to go second, a bit over Switzerland. To go to the final group in the World Cup: Portugal, Uruguay, South Korea, and Ghana. Portugal obviously have Ronaldo, who hasn't been on his greatest form recently, as he's been mainly on the bench for Manchester United. Uruguay versus Ghana is going to be a rematch of 2010 after Luis Suarez's famous goalkeeping moment where he just slapped the ball away in the middle of the box, or in the net. Yeah, basically Ghana had a shot, and Luis Suarez jumped in the air, slapped it down, but he acted like he headed the ball away. Still got the red though for it after they reviewed it, but it's still a funny moment to go over, unless you're from Ghana there. So sorry about that. But that's gonna be a rematch from the 2010 round of 16, I believe. South Korea had their little son scare as he had to undergo facial surgery, but he confirmed he is going to be fit for the World Cup, which is a huge saving grace for South Korea. And finally, kind of to end it off, Ghana have their main star, Inaki Williams, who could have chosen to go to Spain, but he chose to go to Ghana, which good for him. Hopefully he gets some goals off. So my prediction to end off Group H is Portugal first, Uruguay second, South Korea third, but then Ghana fourth. I just feel like Ghana, like compared to those other teams, as I was saying, with a few other teams, just don't have enough, like star power, I guess. But they could easily finish third, and depending on how things go, maybe second. But I feel like second's a bit of a long shot for them. So yeah, that's basically the video. If you guys want to like leave your predictions in the comments below, or anything you have wrong with my video, let me know. But other than that, see you guys later.